First time I've been to the press room, there's more people here than there was in the game. There's some occasion here tonight. Talk about the game. I thought, we had a slow start. Generally, when you go to New York and you play in a big tournament and you come back, it's a little bit hard to get going. We had a day off, and I don't think we ever got our energy level up. I thought Rob did a tremendous job of just slowing it down and keeping control of the game. And James made a couple of shots in the first half, or we probably would have been behind at halftime. And second half, we got our energy up. I thought we executed a little better on offense and got some shots and finished the game. It's always tough when you're coming back from that trip to this, and then everybody's going to look forward a little bit to Friday. But as far as my statement is, it's hard to put everything into words, and I've thought a lot today about different things. But I'm saddened in many ways by what's unfolded, the events that have unfolded. And I'm looking forward to a time when we can talk and learn from what has happened. There's an important investigation going on, which I fully support, and I can't add anything to that by speaking more about that now. The investigation and all that we can learn from it is what is important. And if you didn't get that all written down, they'll pass one out to you. But, that's all I can say. I'll be glad to answer questions about the game, but I seriously doubt that anybody will have one. But we'll try to go forward.
You acknowledge that your initial statements may have been insensitive.
I've said everything that I'm going to say.
What about your job status, Coach? The Chancellor gave you some support today, but it seems...
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
I've never worried about my job status in 36 years. Many years I didn't have a contract extension. I didn't have anything. When I worry about that, I may have to get a job with you guys.
Coach, was it heartening to have the coach's vote of confidence today? The Chancellor's vote of confidence?
I've been here for 36 years and I've never worried about anything. I just do.
Worry you, sir?
I don't worry.
It happened on your watch.
I do my job. I do my job. What happened on my watch, we will see. When the investigation is done, we will find out what happened on my watch. We don't know what's happened on my watch right now. There's an investigation underway. There are no charges. There are no indictments. There is no grand jury. There is no action being taken. When that is done, then we will see what has happened on my watch.
Do you have doubts about some of the allegations?
I said, my memory's not as good as it used to be. I'm 66. There's an important investigation going on. And everything we learn from this investigation is what is the most important thing. And I think when there's an investigation going on, you have to wait until the investigation is completed. And that's all I'm saying.
Coach, do you feel bad? This man's your friend. Coach, this man's your friend. You must have missed him tonight. This must have been painful for you.
I've already said all that. I've already covered that.
What is the policy of the basketball team now on traveling with ball boys, and has that changed since this started?
There is no ball boys that travel with the team. And there never has been.
You're saying that never happened?
No ball boys as a ball boy such. We've had 1,500 in the 36 years I've been here, approximately. Some girls, so it's not exactly accurate, but in the neighborhood of 1,500. And the only actual ball boys that I know of that have traveled with the team are my sons. People have been ball boys, and then they've moved in and gone on to be other things in other places. And it's not unusual for tournament time for people to travel with our group. They're not ball boys, though.
Not in that capacity.
They're not ball boys, exactly.
Okay, so they could have been friends of Bernie Fine.
They are not ball boys. That was the question I was asked.
Coach,
That's
you
all
feel-
I'm going to
You
say.
feel badly for Bernie Fine.
I've said that. I think I made that perfectly clear the first day.
So you still feel badly for him today?
I think I made my feelings clear. I've said what I'm going to say. Until this investigation is done, okay? I did that once. I don't want to do that again. We have to wait. I wish there's something more I could add to that, but we have to wait. Congratulate you, Brent. You were very good on your show.
Have you spoken with
I
Bernie
had
Fine,
to listen
Coach?
to it. I hate that, but
Can you speak to him, sir?
didn't have anything else to do.
Questions about the game?
Anything about the game? Everything about, yes.
What was it like to go up against Coach Murphy?
Murphy, Coach did a great job. He's a great guy. I really love the guy. He was unbelievable for us, what he brought to the table for us over years as a coach, as a player, or as a coach and a recruiter. And he's done a great job. This team won 6 games last year. They lost their 2 best players, and he's done a tremendous job. They played great tonight. And, we just obviously got more personnel. He's got some guys sitting out that will really help him. He's got a good system. I don't know where he got that system, but it's a good system. I think he'll do well with it.
When minors travel with the team, aren't you ultimately responsible for them?
I've answered that question.
I don't
Coach,
think so.
after the
I think I did.
After the 2005 university investigation,
People are allowed to take members and people that they want to go with them, relatives, friends, with them on the team.
It's a minor, though. It doesn't
After the
stop-
Any
2005
question?
2005 university investigation, none of that information was passed on to authorities back then. Do you know if there were any discussions?
I have no knowledge. I have a great deal of respect for the Syracuse newspapers and ESPN.
So, but this was the
They
university's own
decided in
investigation.
2005, when they did their investigation, I believe,
I'm talking about the Syracuse
I
investigation.
think there were 3 investigations that were done in 2005. All right?
But were there any discussions
I
of passing that
cannot-
information on to the police
Let
department?
me go back here.
Did you write those words, or did the university write those words?
I
for you?
actually wrote these with a friend of mine.
All right.
Coach, your stance,
I didn't memorize them.
Clearly.
your stance and your message, public message, has changed in the last 10
No,
days.
I don't think it has.
From your initial comments, you had said that they might have...
Based on what I knew at that time, that there were 3 investigations and nothing was corroborated, meaning whatever was said was true was by 3 different sources wasn't corroborated. It was not corroborated, meaning that they didn't find it to be able to go forward with it. It wasn't, that's the determination they made. I didn't make. That was the basis for me saying what I said. That they had none. They had nothing that was found to be truthful or corroborated, whatever you want to say, in that case.
Coach, with all
Coach,
due
that
respect,
first-
with all due
that
respect,
first
Coach, you said
statement-
more than that.
No,
You said they were liars.
I said
and you questioned
based-
whether they were after money.
Based on what I knew at the time, 3 investigations could not corroborate what they said. That what they said wasn't there. That's what I said.
You obviously felt the need to temper those remarks
Well,
and refer to them as
again,
insensitive.
again.
I'm curious why that position changed.
Again, as obviously more facts came out, more facts did come out. The university made a change in their, and it's not a change. I mean, you know so much one day, and the next day or 2 days or 3 or 4 days later, you learn something else, and
So what
you go
changed for
forward.
you? What changed for you?
Well, I think the university statement was accurate. I think they acted on the information that they got. That's it.
Why with that new information, with your initial statement being so public and...
I had no idea of any
But
tape.
why was the second foray into discussing this a written statement? Why weren't you just as public?
Well, I think
Found out
I
the
think
information.
I think we're really at a point where in investigations, this is where we are. We're going to make a statement, and we're going to wait until the investigation is over before we can say anything more. That's basically.
Have you been called to testify under oath yet at all? Do you anticipate that?
Questions about the game?
There's not. No, Pete, give it up. Give it up.
You spoke the first time. We have